Hi, I'm Mike Fine, and in this video I'm going to walk you through the first drum machine composition. So I'm going to go over here to my devices, and I'm going to start with my drums. And I'm going to use this guy. If you hover over it, I believe yeah, there you go, the TR-808 drum computer. It's also referred to as the Beatbox 8 in Audio Tool. I'm just going to drag it in, and there it is. Notice if I zoom out, it's already cabled up for me, and I'm going to zoom in. So this is a very complicated looking device, to say the least. There's lots of knobs, buttons. It's very easy to get lost in the woods on this composition and playing around with this device. So I would suggest don't click around too much. If you do click around a lot and things get really screwed up, just select your device, hit delete, and drag a new one in. That will just get you back to home base. So over here on the instrument selection, I'm going to start with the bass drum. So I'm going to click that. Notice if I click and drag this up, it cycles through my various instruments, but I can also just click these instruments here, and I could even just click the instruments over here. But I'm going to stick with just this instrument knob. I'm going to start with the BD or bass drum. I'm going to hit play right here. So now I'm playing my drum beat, and I'm going to start with my bass drum on number 1 and number 9. Then I'm going to go to the SD or snare drum, and I'm going to go to 5 and 13. Then I'm going to go to my closed hi-hat, and I'm going to do almost all of the odds except for number 15. And then my open hat on 15. And I'm going to jump back to my accent. That's going to give a little volume boost on 5 and 13. And so that's my basic, rock drum pattern. From here, I could continue to add in other sounds, like let's say I wanted a rim shot. Okay, and I could add other sounds in there. Now when I want to try a new drum beat, I can go right here to pattern number 2, and I can build up a brand new beat from scratch right in there. So I could, let's say I want to start with my bass drum, and I want to add something totally new. And then maybe snare drum. And I could continue to add in patterns from there. Okay. In my example, let me go back to a recent project here. I've created a few different patterns. I also went ahead and created a pattern track. If I right click or control click here, I can go to create a pattern track. And then I can, just like I did, I'll actually go ahead and delete these for a moment. It creates this pattern lane. I'll just actually do that from scratch. Create pattern track. I can now double click in measure 1. And right now it comes up with A2 because I was working on my second pattern. If I control click or right click that, I can switch pattern to A1. I can stretch it. And then double click at 5. Switch pattern to A2, that's my second pattern, and I can stretch that over to bar 9, and I can zoom this out, and I've already grabbed my white dot, so that's now at bar 10. Let's zoom that so I see my whole window, and here's what my composition sounds like. This is the basic rock drum beat with some extras, and then here's my brand new original beat. Alright, and that's all finished. And so now to export this, let's go ahead and hit stop. I'm going to go project and publish, but I've already published, so I'm going to hit republish. I didn't make any changes. I'm just going to hit republish. I click on my profile image here. I go to my tracks, and there's my drum machine 808 Fine number 1. I'll click that. And then all I need to do is copy and paste this URL for the post, and that will take anybody to that track.